One of the key steps in programming is the use of variables. For example, I can assign the variable a the value 10, like this. And so a is a variable that is now assigned the value 10. I can use other variable names like b. I can assign that to value 20. The key thing is that the values that are assigned to these variables are stored in memory. I can, for example, type in a, and a is still assigned to the value 10. B is still assigned to the value 20. So the values persist in memory. Now the equal sign has an important syntax. The left-hand side on the equal sign is what changes. The new value of that variable is on the left-hand side. The value that's assigned is on the right-hand side. So I can say things like b, the new value of b, equals a times 2. And now what changes is b, that's on the left-hand side. The value of b will be whatever is on the right-hand side. So that's a times 2. So the last value of a was 10, so 10 times 2, so it should be 20. I can also have the same variable on the left-hand side as on the right-hand side. So I can say a equals a plus 1. So the new value of a is the old value of a plus 1. So that's 11. And I can test what the value of a is currently by just typing in a. So that's 11. I can also suppress the output to the screen by adding a semicolon. That's useful if you start programming scripts. So if I now press enter, Matlab doesn't say what the value of a is, but the statement is evaluated internally. So I can test this. If I type in a now equals the value 12. So you can use simple names for variables, like single letter variable names. You can also use longer variable names. I can say total area equals well, whatever it is, 100. And there's certain rules about how you can use variables, variable names. I cannot have a variable name, a single variable name that has spaces in there. So Matlab returns an error here. But if I do want to separate two words in a single variable, then I can use an underscore. So that's allowed. I can also use numbers in variables. So I can say x1 equals 1. I cannot say 1x equals 1. So that's not a valid variable name. Note that variables are case sensitive. So I can say x equals 1, capital X, and I can say lowercase x equals 2. And now these two x's are different. So the variable names are case sensitive. There are a number of predefined variables in Matlab. Pi is one of them. So that's the familiar value for pi. Not a number is also a special variable. And infinity, that's another one. I can list the variables that I currently have in memory by typing in whos. So that gives the list of all the variables that I have so far. And we'll get back to what the size, bytes, and class columns mean later. So whos is one way to get the current list in memory. I can also use the workspace window over here. So that lists conveniently all the various variables that I have, plus the values that are assigned to them. I can again use CLC to clear the screen. Now, if I want to clear everything in memory, because I want to start again, start fresh, I can say clear all. That clears everything in memory. So note that the workspace window now is empty. And if I now type in whos, there's nothing on the screen. You can also clear specific variables. So if I say a equals 1, b equals 2, and now I can clear just the variable a by typing in clear a. So a is gone and b is left.